During the final round of the swordsmanship tournament, Keithwood observed the fierce duel between Prince Abel and the naturally gifted Prince Sion. Although Abel was once seen as less talented, his deep self-awareness, determination, and adaptability allowed him to stand toe-to-toe with Sion. Keithwood realized that Prince Mia has been quietly nurturing Abel's hidden potential, valuing talent regardless of borders or alliances, which explained his sudden rise. As the match reaches a critical point, a heavy downpour forced its early end, prompting both fighters to promise a rematch.
Mia was running painfully as she lay in bed, suffering from a bout of illness. On the day of the swordsmanship tournament, Mia stood outside in the rain, getting soaked wet as she excitedly watched Sion struggle against Abel. Once the riveting match was over, she ran off to Abel to lavish him with praises. Already in cloud 9 by Abel's performance, she reached a new peak when he pointed out how the sunlight dancing off her wet hair gave it a dazzling new luster. And so, without listening to Anne's advice, she spent the rest of the day running around with her wet hair. The result led to her catching a cold. Just after noontime, Mia slowly opened her eyes.
"Anne, are you here, Anne?"
She looked around the room with heavy and blurry eyes.
"Oh, how odd."
She was puzzled by the state of her room. There was no sign of people in the room. It was completely quiet. The room was all cluttered. There were half-folded clothes all around. The ink for the pens had been left uncovered on the desk. Though it was messy, Mia was familiar with this room that was in total disarray.
I know. This is from back then."
She remembered a time during the previous timeline when she had also been sick with a cold.
"That's right. I remember. When I woke up, that girl wasn't there."
The girl Mia was talking about was her exclusive mate. When Mia fell asleep, she left the room to go outside. That girl was the third daughter of a powerful noble. She always smiled and flattered Mia when they were together. She had been Mia's favorite, and she found her compliments pleasant to her ears.
"I heard later that she did not want to catch my cold, and so she left to have tea with her attendant friends."
Waking up completely alone, the sun shining to show the emptiness of her room, she felt very alone. Dread started to take over. She held tight on her covers and forced her eyes closed. She felt as if she was left behind in a barren world all by herself. It was very, very lonely. "Mia-sama! Mia-sama!" There was somebody shaking her body. Mia opened her eyes slowly. "Mia-sama, are you okay?" Immediately, in front of her was Anne's face. She seemed to be very worried.
"What? Oh, Anne. Oh, then, was that only a dream?"
Unsure and confused, Mia took a look around. Did someone clean while she was sleeping? The room was neat and tidy, and no dust was inside. Not only that, but something about the room felt reassuring. She felt calm and how all the tension was sweeping out of her. It was the total opposite of the room in her dream. "You were tumbling about. Did you have a bad dream?"
"Oh, don't worry about it. I'm fine."
Anne let out a sigh of relief upon hearing her answer. It seems that Anne put a chair beside the bed and watched over her all this time.
"Anne, I have a cold. You shouldn't get too close or you'll catch it too."
"What are you talking about, Mia-sama? I'm super healthy, so it's okay. Don't worry about me or anything else. Just rest and sleep," Anne declared with her hands on her hips. She then replaced the cloth on Mia's forehead with a new one. A comfortable sensation of coolness permeated her feverish forehead, and Mia quickly drifted off into slumber again. "Mia-sama, look! That girl! She's reading a book by herself again."
"Oh my, is she now?"
It was early afternoon, and one of Mia's entourages smiled nastily at Chloe reading a book in a corner of the classroom. Chloe did not exist in the memory of Mia's previous life. She was never her friend, and they had very few interactions, so she didn't really remember that day either.
"Say, Mia-sama, what do you think about that Chloe girl?"
"I heard she bought her title with money. I cannot believe that there's someone like that in this academy." The girls around her took turns to make fun of Chloe as they pleased. Mia didn't join in, but she didn't stop them either.
"I don't know what you find so interesting about her. More importantly, have you heard?
Prince Sion's attendant seems to be a commoner, but also very handsome.
Oh, Princess Mia, are you awake? When she woke up again, it was Chloe who was by her bedside.
Oh, Chloe.
Gently closing the book she was reading, Chloe turned to Mia. Is there anything you want me to do? Would you like some water? Or something to eat?
Thank you for your sympathy, but don't get too close, or else you might catch my... What is that?
Mia couldn't help but notice a white cloth covered the lower half of Chloe's face. It covered her nose and mouth. This is a mask. It helps to prevent me from catching your cold. Mia was impressed. As expected, Chloe, the daughter of merchants, was unexpectedly knowledgeable. Annie's fetching some cold water right now. Oh, I also brought the cold medicine that my father sent me before, so please take it later. Seeing Chloe, who smiled after saying that, Mia bit her lip, and after a moment, she said in a soft voice,
Please forgive me.
Huh? Mia disregarded Chloe's confused look and continued on.
That day, I pretended not to see you when you were suffering. I'm really sorry.
Princess Mia, was that a dream you had?
A dream? Maybe that's the case.
Perhaps that wasn't the case. And even if it had, it was from a future that will never come to pass. What difference was there between a time long gone and a dream? Perhaps they were one and the same. The guilt, however, was real in Mia's chest. She could feel the dull pain pressing down on her heart. I had a lot of fun since I became friends with you, Princess Mia. I like making sandwiches together, but more than that, it's like a dream to be able to talk about the stories that I've read with a friend. So please don't apologize. There is nothing to apologize for. As she listened to Chloe, Mia felt the weight in her heart grow just a tad lighter. Her eyelids dropped again, and she whispered softly,
Could you tell me a story? Something, just if you want to do it. Anything interesting in a book. You could tell me about it?
Okay, well, then in that case, once upon a time, hearing Chloe's gentle voice, Mia drifted up to sleep again. Then, Miss Tiona, be careful along the way. It was the last day before summer vacation. Sion was seeing Tiona off with a refreshing smile. Tiona leaned out her carriage window, then returned a friendly smile. Only after her carriage rounded the corner did she sit down again. Numerous people had gathered around Sion who wanted to say goodbye to him. This made Mia worry while she continued to receive farewells from her own entourage of girls.
Princess Mia, my father would love to have a chance to meet you in person.
As would I. May I have the honor of paying my respects in person to you and His Imperial Majesty in the summer?
No, you must come visit us first. Our territory may be small, but has the best summer resort.
As she went through the motions of addressing the request one by one, she kept sneaking glances at Sion. Suddenly, their eyes met. His normally bright eyes grew cold. For a second, his expression darkened. Sion broke eye contact as though he had already lost interest in her. Mia did not understand his shift in expression.
I wonder why Prince Sion doesn't come to greet me. Oh, I'm sure he is still feeling awkward after turning down the lunchbox. Oh, he's so silly. He doesn't have to worry about that. Does he really think that I'd hold that against him?
Mia was completely unaware of the current feelings of Sion and Tiona until the fires of the revolution began to rage. Not only that, but she also couldn't even grasp the hearts of those around her. She never had the time to consider the feelings of others. Nor did she care to. That was until the world as she knew it came to an end. That was why, during the last year she spent at Saint Noel, before strife consumed the land, when the empire had begun to collapse under the weight of its own financial problems, and violent uprisings in various parts of the country started to spread, Mia found herself all alone on the final day of school.
How? Why is this happening?
There was not a single person that bothered to bid Mia farewell. Tearmoon aristocrats, other than Mia, could not afford to send their children to the school, and those from other countries avoided her. They didn't want to be involved with the troublesome princess of a failing empire. She was all alone now. Truly and undeniably alone. As she wandered the courtyard, she found Sion, who had people around him. He was as popular as always. When he saw her, he fixed her with a cold, harsh look, and in a voice that could cut steel said, I despise you, Princess Mia. Mia screamed as she sprang up from her bed. Her whole body is soaked with sweat.
It was a dream?
A cup appeared at her side. Mia took it and drank the cold water all at once. Cool, refreshing water soothed her parched throat.
Thank you. I needed that.
You're very welcome. Are you okay though? I assumed you were having some sort of nightmare, considering how violently you were tossing and turning. A hand touched her forehead. It was nice and cool. Mia was about to close her eyes and enjoy how good it felt when the voice began to fully register in her mind.
Oh wait, don't I recognize this voice?
Mia slowly turned her neck to the side and ventured a nervous peek. She almost jumped out of bed, screaming when she saw the person's face.
Prince Abel, why are you here?
Right. Sorry about that. I shouldn't be watching a lady's sleeping face. But Misan asked me to watch over you for a while. Mia could see Anne giving her a thumbs up.
I know you think you're doing your best for me, Anne, but you're doing your best in all the wrong ways.
She pulled the blanket all the way to cover her mouth.
Thank you very much for coming to see me, but I think you should not stay here. I don't want you catching my cold.
You know, I wouldn't mind getting sick.
Huh? What do you mean?
Oh, it's just… where I'm from, they say you can get rid of someone's cold by catching it yourself. If it really works, then I want nothing more than to catch your cold so you get better.
Well, is that so?
His youthful and cheerful smile cheered up Mia. After that, Mia enjoyed chatting with Abel.
By the way, it's almost time for summer vacation.
Will Princess Mia return to the Empire after all?
That's right. There are a lot of things I must do in my country. I'll be in the Empire all the time until school starts again.
Mia can't just take it easy. Just because it's a long vacation, she has to do everything she can to escape from that looming guillotine.
What do you plan to do, Prince Abel?
I'm going home as well, but I plan to come back to school a little earlier. I was hoping to have the chance to spend some time with you then, but it looks like I won't be so lucky this summer.
How is it he can say things like that with a perfectly straight face?
Mia diverted her gaze from Abel and wills herself to calm down. Just as she was about to take a deep breath, she heard a knock from the door. Oh, by the way, Prince Sion and Miss Tiona also said that they would come to visit you later.
Oh my, it seems that I'm quite the celebrity today.
Of course, in her head, she was thinking,
what a nuisance, as if the cold isn't bad enough.
Then she frowned. There was a strange dissonance in her words and her emotions. To be honest, she did not feel uncomfortable with their visits. She decided to chalk it up to all the sleep she had gotten. Even her head, which felt heavy because of fever, began to line it before she knew it. Excuses, Princess Mia. How's your cold?
Mia-sama, this is a heat-cooling paste sent from my parents' house. I have to apologize in advance that it was made from herbs grown by my younger brother, and it's nothing fancy. I hope you don't mind.
Gradually, Mia's room was filled with a warm and lively air. It was a calm and gentle atmosphere, filled with friendship, companionship, and pure love. Something that she never experienced on the previous timeline.
This is it for this video. We will continue with the story of the Guillotine Princess in the next episode. This was Brian and Marco from Jobless Weebs. Matane!